Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake of RobertoBlake.com, geeking out with you today while we talk about 5 gadgets that every graphic designer needs. So let's start with one of the obvious ones that every graphic designer needs, at least in my opinion. I feel that today every graphic designer needs a drawing tablet. Today, I would say in terms of a brand, you probably want to go with a Wacom tablet. Now you can go with any style of Wacom tablet that fits your budget. You can go with the Intuos Pro series, you can go with the Intuos Manga, you could go with the Intuos Tablet Small. There are things in every price range under $100 to as much as $500. If you're feeling really expensive, you could get the Cintiq models, which are way out of my budget right now. But again, I think that having a drawing tablet is going to save your wrist from working with a mouse, and that's painful. And I think that it's going to be very good for you to be able, especially if you're a logo designer, to be able to make complex shapes and illustrations. If you do a lot of photo manipulation, it's going to help you work so much faster. I use it in the majority of my workflow for doing graphic design work. I would say that I overwhelmingly use the Wacom tablet. I really only use the mouse for web surfing and for doing video editing stuff. That's the only real reason that I use the mouse at this point. I do everything else with the Wacom tablet. The next important device that I would say a graphic designer needs, and these are in no particular order, is an external hard drive. Having an external hard drive is really important because, for one thing, with Photoshop and programs like it, you can use it as external scratch disk to increase performance. So that's really good for when you're working with a very heavy, intense image with a lot of layers. That can be very helpful in speeding things up. But more importantly, having a way to back up your files and secure them for yourself and for clients and to archive them is extremely important to you as a professional graphic designer or even as a hobbyist that just wants to keep stuff around forever. So I would highly recommend that. The brands I usually use are Western Digital and Seagate. I pretty much mostly use them for everything. There are other brands that are pretty good. I hear good things about G-Tech all the time and the Lacy rugged hard drives. So I'll have recommendations to all this stuff in the description below so you can check that out with those links and buy them for yourself. But I recommend, personally, my experience, Western Digital and Seagate have been very good to me. That's what I use, and they've worked out for me for years without any issue. And my cloud drive is the Western Digital My Cloud Mirror. You saw that I did a review video of that, so feel free to check that out. One of the next most important things I think a graphic designer needs, and this is a fun one, is a good set of headphones or earbuds. I think you need a good set of headphones or earbuds. I use my Sony earbuds and I use some Sennheiser headphones, and these are great because as graphic designers we need to be able to put on our music, put on our ears, and just zone out, be dead to the world, and really just have our creative flow going. And having the right playlist and a good set of quality headphones makes a huge difference in the ability to focus, concentrate, buckle down, and get the work done. So I would say that that is super important for you to have as a graphic designer. I love just being able to tune out the world on a great set of headphones. So I'm going to recommend Sony, Audio-Technica, and Sennheiser for headphones. Those are 3 brands that I've used and that I've gotten a great experience out. Obviously, other people have their preferences. Boise, Beats Audio, and again, I'll have links to different ones in the description below. But personally, on a budget, I like my Sennheiser, Audio-Technica, and Sony headphones over the more expensive brands. The more expensive brands are good, but a lot of times they augment the sound. I like the sound to be pure because I double these headphones as monitor headphones for my video editing. So I don't like the extra bass. I don't like those other things. I like to have the audio be what it is. I don't want the enhancement. I want to hear what's actually going to come out of the machine in a pure way. That's me though. 4th on our list, a digital camera. It might not make sense to you at first that a graphic designer needs a digital camera, but I think it makes sense because I find that as a graphic designer, one of the most important things you can do is effectively market yourself. Having a digital camera to be able to take snapshots of your work, do YouTube videos like this, or do recordings of your work, talk about your work, practice video interviews, any number of reasons why I would say you need a digital camera. I could go into a whole video just about why you need a digital camera today, regardless of your profession. But as a graphic designer, the ability to promote and market yourself effectively, and yeah, you could use your smartphone, but I think having a quality digital camera is a lot better, and I think that's going to help you. I also think that creatively being able to use another device like that and possibly incorporate the footage you're taking into your work somehow and having it for yourself instead of buying stock photos is a useful thing to do. And I think creatively it'll just open you up more and it'll give you a better eye visually and give you a better appreciation for lighting and composition. So I think, especially if you're working in Photoshop, that having a digital camera is important for you as a graphic designer, and it's one of the top 5 gadgets that I think you should have. Finally, last gadget, some kind of digital tablet, and I would say you could get an iPad. I have the iPad Air 2. Or you can get a Samsung tablet. A lot of people would say absolutely get the iPad because of the Adobe mobile apps. Guess what? Adobe mobile apps are coming to Android. I did a whole nother video about this. You should check that out. So you aren't locked in to just getting an iPad anymore or an iPhone. If you want to use the Adobe mobile apps for creating stuff, you now have some more options beyond the Apple workflow for that. But I think having any kind of tablet, whether it's a Samsung, a Kindle, an iPad, is going to be good for you because you can have your entire reference library at your fingertips all the time on a good size screen. You can see how content that you're putting out there in the world, a lot of stuff is now being consumed on tablets. You can see how some of your design work is being viewed that way online, how your portfolio website is doing. And this is good for presentations as well. So I would say that having a tablet like this, whether it's an iPad, a Kindle, or a Samsung Galaxy tablet, or a whole nother brand, even a Windows tablet, I think having some kind of tablet, e-reader style device is going to be very helpful for you, both for presentation purposes, content consumption, and content creation. I think that that's just good to have. So those are my 5 gadgets that every graphic designer should have. There are other gadgets that would be useful to you, obviously. There's charging ports for your mobile devices. Obviously, card readers, different things that you could get, and maybe I'll recommend some more of those in the description below, so make sure you're checking that out. But I think these 5 gadgets, if you have them, that you're in really good shape to be able to do a lot of things creatively, and that's really going to help you out in creating awesome and always creating things on a daily basis. So make sure you're checking out the links in the description below so you can find that stuff for yourself, make your own decisions as to what you're going to buy. If you guys already own some of this stuff, I want to know how it's helping you in creating things every day, being as awesome as you possibly can. Let me know in the comment section what this stuff is doing for you, what you're looking at buying, or some other gadgets that you think graphic designers need that I've left out. Anyway, like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome content on the channel. As always, you guys, thanks so much for watching and geeking out with me over 5 gadgets that every graphic designer needs.